I hate tutorials that don't get straight to the point. I do want to give a little preamble to this and to say that this is useful for beginner to advanced, but it's still useful information for anybody. I will have some very advanced composition and inheritance tutorials coming out over the next couple days. That being said, let's get into it. So if you have any project you're really doing at all in Godot, the first thing you need to do is go to Project Settings, come over to Autoload, add a name here, say probably global, and then click Add. And this is going to create a global script. It's an Autoload singleton. If you're unfamiliar with Autoload singletons, the idea behind them is that they're the first thing loaded, and it's basically like a global static class that you can access from anywhere else in your project. And you need to do this before you write any script at all. And you're probably saying, Jesse, why? Well, you didn't know my name was Jesse, but now that you know my name is Jesse, you're saying, Jesse, why would you need to do this before you create any script? And the reason is because you have to always be on the lookout for code that goes into the global autoload. So in my case, this also, create this line first. This should be at the very top of your global script. So you don't want to keep re-instantiating random number generators. So you want to just do it one time at the beginning, and that's how Autoload singletons work. So now anywhere in your code, you can say global.rng.randomFrange, and it'll work. But when I say that you need to be on the lookout for what code goes in here, when you're writing code, if you're writing code that would be useful for more than one script, if it can be put into your Autoload singleton, it belongs here. I'll give an example. So I have a get random player. I could do get random enemy. I have get closest player to a position. I have get closest enemy to a position. And you can tell whenever you have code that should be in your Autoload singleton, anytime, and we've all had this experience, where we're writing code and we go, oh, I wrote that code already. It's in one of my other scripts, and you start clicking through all your other scripts looking for where you wrote that code before so that you can copy and paste it to your new script. And then later on, when you start writing it a third time, you're like, okay, I got to go find it again. Don't copy paste it to your new script. Cut it out, put it in your Autoload singleton, have both scripts call into here. Then the next time you're writing something like get closest enemy, anything like that, you will be able to just simply call it from your global script. So I hope this was helpful. That's the tutorial, so I will just tell you what's coming up. So when it comes to composition, I was at a very well-received tutorial that I released about a month ago. Then I wrote a lot more code and realized I was really just scratching the surface of the power of composition and how you do it correctly. And there was actually a Reddit post asking about how to communicate between components, because you don't want to do that in your main script. The whole point of components is that you just plug them in and they work. So, and that can be handled by another component, which I consider the most important component, and that's going to be the tutorial. Inheritance is amazing. It's similar to composition, except that it has a lot of, it's lightweight, and it has a whole lot of, what's the word? Things it can't do. Drawing a blank. Anyway, those tutorials are going to be coming up, and then I'm probably going to do a thing on best practices. I've also been doing a lot of shader code lately, although I think there's better shader developers out there, so I don't think I'm qualified to do a tutorial on those. But if you like the video, awesome. You can subscribe to see more content like this. Thanks.